my darkest moment has brought joy to many other people that I've told the story to.
That is true. Also
So
disgust.
this,
Warning
yeah,
ahead. It's kind of gross.
it's pretty gross. Um, and I'm ashamed. I'm not gonna. Don't listen to this and think I'm not ashamed. So let's see, the year was 2007. I had been dating my wife for 2 or 3 weeks, maybe not very long at all.
She wasn't your wife at the time, right?
No, just girlfriend.
Yeah.
And so her family was moving. So obviously, I want to score some points with the family. So I decided I'm going to help them move. Right? Where could this go wrong?
Yep.
So we're moving, and we get to the new place, and they supply pizza. I, of course, love pizza, and I eat lots of pizza. Well, then I have to go to the bathroom, and
Naturally.
naturally, right? I go in there, and
Didn't
normally I do
did
my due
hang
diligence.
on. Didn't Crystal's brother come out as you were walking in?
Yeah, so her brother, who was probably 7 or 8 at the time, had just come out of the bathroom, and unbeknownst to me, had clogged the toilet. I didn't know this, so I go in there in a rush, and I take a dump. I'm just gonna say it, and I go to flush it, and nothing. It won't budge, and I'm like, oh no, this is not good. And of course, they've just moved, so there's no plunger. There's nothing that I can do about this toilet being clogged, and there's just a pile of poop sitting right there on top. So I go into panic mode.
This is at their new house, right?
This is at the new
Yeah.
house. So I go into panic mode, and I'm thinking, I don't know what to do. I don't want to just leave the bathroom in search of a plunger and then someone else go in after me and think I just leave, I just take a dump and I just leave it. So I'm like, okay, I have to get rid of the poop before I find a plunger. That's in my head, that's what made the most sense.
So how come before you continue, how come you didn't ask someone for a plunger or like that? Did that cross your mind at all to be like, hey,
Well,
Ashton or
it it
Crystal's
didn't
dad or
it didn't
whoever?
even cross my mind because since people were moving, everyone was outside. So I would still have to leave the evidence behind and go outside and risk someone walking in behind me. So, like I said, I went into panic mode. I had to get rid of the evidence before I get left and found a plunger. So I took the toilet paper. I wrapped it around my hands quite a few times,
Not enough
and
times.
there's probably not an amount that would have been enough. But I reached in the toilet and picked up the poop. It it was solid, and it fit in my hand. Like I wasn't gonna have to do multiple grabbings. So I kind of unfurl. Well, I grab it and I kind of take the toilet paper off of my hand to seal it inside. And then comes the question: well, now what do I do with this?
Of
I'm
course.
not. I can't just leave this anywhere. To be honest, my first thought was like waffle stomping in the shower. And in hindsight, that probably would have been a better idea. But I didn't think about that. There was no trash can yet in there that I could have like thrown it away and then come back for later. So logically, the only thing to do was throw it out the window. So I open the window and it's got a screen on it, and I don't want to pop the whole screen off. Just I need to be able to push it out just enough to get the poop out. Now this bathroom is with the bathroom window is right on the side of the house
Of course.
where people are walking. Now luckily there was no one walking at the time because I would have been caught immediately. So I pushed the screen out, dropped the poop, closed the window, and I think, okay,
So the poop
here's
is
what
it's
I do.
still wrapped in the toilet paper, correct?
It's wrapped, but now the toilet paper is really wet and like it's disintegrating.
Oh
So,
man. So what was your idea? What was your thought? Oh man.
so now my thought is, okay, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna go find a plunger. I'm gonna take care of the clogged toilet.
You're gonna throw it back in the window?
Then I'm gonna go outside. No, no, no. I was just gonna like hide it, or actually, to be honest, I was gonna because I don't know if anyone actually lived there at the time.
You say it again. The recording skipped.
So, go. Which part?
What you were gonna
The plan
do.
was to go get the plunger.
Yep.
Yeah, plan was to find a plunger, unclog the toilet, and then go outside and dispose of the poop.
Yeah, the evidence.
Most likely, I was gonna try and throw it into the neighbor's yard. So, I go find the plunger. I take care of the bathroom issue, and now comes the hard part. I walk along. So now at this point, people are walking back and forth because they're taking things into the backyard. So this little walkway has been used. So I have to time it just right. So I go and my first attempt.
I'm crying over here. I can't stop laughing.
My first attempt, I tried to grab. See, now at this time, the poop is like exposed. It's not completely covered in toilet paper anymore. It's like starting to fall out. And it's really, the toilet paper is soaked because, I reached my hand into the toilet. So I'm trying to grab it, and it's just like I'm just pulling off paper. I'm not getting a good grip. So finally, I get enough of the clean-ish part of the toilet paper to grip it, and right when I go to pick it up and throw it, her dad walks around the corner. So I drop it, and I drop it fast. It lands on the actual walkway.
I don't think I've
Now,
ever heard
luckily,
that part. I didn't know you ever got back to it.
oh, I got to it. Luckily, when he came around the corner, he wasn't really paying attention. So he didn't see me, like, drop it or anything. He just saw me walking. So then I just walked to the backyard like I'm going to go grab something.
What was going through your mind?
I decided to wait. Now I'm in full. I was terrified. This is like, if they find out what I'm doing, I'll never be allowed here again. This will be the end of this relationship.
Oh, for sure.
And if not, like, it definitely should have been. So I go into the backyard, and I'm waiting for my next opportunity. And then all of a sudden, there's people talking, and there's a crowd gathering around the poop. At this point, someone has picked up the poop, and they are looking at it. And I don't remember if it was Crystal's mom or her dad, but they're looking at it, trying to figure out what it is. And someone suggests, oh, it's like rotten fruit. Someone suggests that it was the neighbors had thrown their poop into this yard. One person thought maybe, because this house had a pool, that before they had moved in, some neighbors had been, or some kids had been swimming in the pool and had nowhere to go to the bathroom and pooped on the side of the house. But now I'm like, well, it's all over. I'm done here. Anyways, the poop gets disposed of, and everyone's trying to figure it out. And of course, I have to join in, like, oh, what is this? Let's figure this out, guys.
What was your theory?
I don't know that I actually presented a theory. I think someone said something. I was like, yeah, that makes sense. So
yeah, the swimming pool one, that definitely seems like the way to go.
Yeah, I think that one did make the most sense. The problem was, though, is that it was really wet. Like, it couldn't have been very old. Like, it had to have been maybe earlier in the day. So finally, the evening is done. We're back at my house, me and Crystal, and we're talking. And she brings it up. She asks, she's like, I have to ask, do you know anything about the poop on the side of the house? Like, was that you? I was like, no, of course not. What are you talking about? Because that's crazy. Apparently. And she's like, well, yeah. So she says, well, no, okay, I didn't think so. I just wanted to make sure because my mom thought it was you. And I'm not going to lie, I was a little offended because although it was me, she had no other reason to believe it was me. Like, that's just like, what makes you think that was me?
Oh, I definitely.
So,
If I would
anyways,
have been there, I would have blamed you.
yeah. So, anyways, I told her it wasn't me, but her mom, I guess, the whole time suspected it was me. No one else did. So, probably a year, maybe a year and a half later, I think at this point, we're now engaged. And we were sitting in Crystal's car one night and we were just talking. And it was, for some reason, it was something I'd been thinking of. And I say, Crystal, I have to tell you something. I have to confess. And right when I said that, she said, that was your poop, wasn't it? This was like a year later. She knew exactly what I was about to tell her. And we're still together.
Yeah, I can't believe
somehow.
I can't believe she married you.
Yeah, knowing that. I didn't even wait till after we were married. She knew ahead of time.
I guess she knew she could trust you, at least that you would admit to something a year later.
Yeah, that's true.
That definitely seems like a story you take to your grave.
You know, and I thought I would. And turns out it's funnier if people know.
That is definitely true.
I never had any intention on ever telling her.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, that makes sense.
one day it just got to be too much.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's pretty much the end of the story, right? Everyone is
Yeah,
okay with you somehow. You guys have 3 kids.
Oh, yeah. And this story has been told many times. So pretty much everybody knows now
Yeah.
that it was me.
How did her mom react when she found out?
Oh, they just laughed because actually they still didn't find out till years after that.
Did they find out the same day I did?
Because
I know I was around them when I heard the story, but I think they told you to tell it, so they must have known beforehand.
it was probably around that same time, but this was after. I'm pretty sure we were already married at this point.
Yeah.
I was like, look, maybe Crystal, I can trust her. She'll still want to be with me, but I don't want to tell her parents this until we're married, and I got this locked in.
Oh man.
Yeah, so that's that. That's one of my stories.